Rip Wheeler, Cole Hauser, and Beth Dutton's, Kelly Reilly, new lives in Dutton Ranch surprisingly hinged on the cowboy Rip hated the most in Yellowstone. What's more, Dutton Ranch created a new cowboy to replace Walker, Ryan Bingham, the soulful, singing wrangler Rip wanted to kill throughout Yellowstone. Dutton Ranch reveals that a devastating fire destroyed Beth and Rip's ranch in Dillon, Montana. Instead of rebuilding, Rip, Beth, and Carter, Finn Little, relocated to South Texas, buying the Edwards Ranch in Rio Paloma. Renaming their new home on the range the Dutton Ranch, Rip and Beth are starting a new business herding Black Angus cattle. Even though the Dutton Ranch is scaled back in size compared to the Yellowstone Dutton Ranch, it's still more work than Rip and his sole ranch hand, Azul Ramos, Jr.V. Real, can handle by themselves. Azul recommended someone for Rip to hire, and it's a direct callback to Yellowstone by Dutton Ranch. Zachariah is a callback to how Rip hired Walker. In Dutton Ranch Episode 2, Rip recruits Zachariah Moss, Marc Menchaca, straight out of prison, just like he hired Walker in Yellowstone Season 1. Zachariah was a wrangler on the Edwards Ranch before he was jailed for reasons yet to be revealed. Surprisingly, Rip wasn't eager to learn Zach's story. Zachariah is reminiscent of Walker in that he seems mournful and regretful about the reason he was sent to prison, and Zach has no other options but to accept a job from Rip. However, the Dutton Ranch is a homecoming for Zachariah, whereas Walker saw the Yellowstone Dutton Ranch as evil and another prison. Rip quickly grew to hate Walker in Yellowstone. Walker felt he had no choice but to accept the Yellowstone Y brand, but he outright refused to do the dirty work that comes with being a cowboy employed by John Dutton, Kevin Costner. Beth also had a fling with Walker to make Rip jealous. Mission accomplished. Rip held it against Walker, not Beth. Rip tried to send Walker to the train station in Yellowstone Season 2, but Case Dutton, Luke Grimes, spared Walker's life. When Walker returned to the Yellowstone Dutton Ranch, Rip resumed his hatred of the singing cowboy. However, Rip and Walker managed to coexist until the end of Yellowstone. Beth and Rip rebuilt their lives in Texas thanks to Walker. Walker turned out to be the unexpected guardian angel who enabled Rip and Beth to start over in Dutton Ranch. In Dutton Ranch Episode 2's flashbacks, Rip said he called everyone I know after the Montana fire. It was Walker who gave Beth and Rip the lead on the Edwards Ranch in Rio Paloma. At the end of Yellowstone, Walker and Teeter, Jennifer Landon, went to work for Travis Wheatley, Taylor Sheridan, at the 6666 Ranch. Presumably, Walker is happier back in Texas than he was in Montana's Yellowstone Ranch, where he constantly feared for his life thanks to Rip. Walker helping Rip and Beth out at their darkest hour shows what a good man Walker is, and always was. Maybe it was because Walker had no hard feelings for Beth, but his animosity towards Rip is now water under the bridge. Rip accepting help from Walker is also a sign of growth for Wheeler. Rip and Beth now owe Walker for their new life in Rio Paloma. Since they all live in Texas now, Walker could potentially guest star in Dutton Ranch. Walker meeting Zachariah would also be interesting, and it would be fun to see the two former jailbird cowboys trade stories about working for Rip.